Now that I've gone over the initial available units, why don't we take a look at the support cards that were available in the initial banner? Surely there can't be that many. Okay, that video length isn't exactly giving me a lot of hope here. Support cards are basically the friends you made along the way in your training journey, and each one has different effects based on their allotted skill and level and other things. The basic gist of it is, each card will come with support effects that more or less increase motivation effects, skill hint effects, training stat gains, and more. The card's logo in the upper corner here demonstrates which skill you can get a rainbow training in. Depending on what track link you're training for, you usually want to have one of each except for speed, which I bring 2 of, but that's a whole other can of worms to get into. I'm not going to go over the support effects for each card because they're all more or less the same, but I will go over the skills. You might also notice that a lot of the skills listed in each support card also correlate to the skills each trainable unit has. Because of this, you'd ideally want support cards that fit the bill of your unit's aptitudes, such as track distance and race style. So an army of chasers and mill or long distancers for gold ship, for example. Since I assume you're here for the rarest, or SSR cards first, let's just dive into those. For reference, each of the following cards has a 0.15% pull rate, which comes out to a total of 3% pull rate for any SSR. There isn't a whole lot to go over for each card, so apologies if it kinda seems like we're going quick, but I'll just be telling you about their skills and what kind of racers I think they benefit. Special Week's SSR Guts card comes with skills for leaders and betweeners, as well as skills for middle distances and 1 for long distance. I'd recommend using it for a middle distance betweener since she has a lot more skills for it, but primarily her light step skill, which recovers her stamina as she moves around as betweeners do. Silent Suzuka's speed SSR is so heavily favorable towards runner aptitudes that you'd think there would be more runners in the game. With this many runner skills, I'd almost call this a requirement for early game until something else comes around. She also comes with 1 middle distance skill that helps manage your stamina consumption, which runners sure do use a lot of. Teo's speed SSR has a lot of skills that benefit moving around, so you would think they'd be for betweeners, but no, they can be used for anybody. Be that as it may, they're probably still best used by a betweener since that's what they specialize in, although she does have a skill for leaders who do in fact also move around. She's also got a few skills for middle distance, which solidifies her role there. For some reason, they gave Gold Ship's stamina SSR a metric crap ton of skills, and most of them benefit chasers. There aren't a whole lot of horse girls who excel in being a chaser, but if you were raising one, you'd probably want to bring this. She also has a few skills for long distance runners, which I'm also inclined to believe is really the only place where chasers show up anyway. Vodka's power SSR seems to help mile distancers with passing and speed. As a matter of fact, a lot of her skills are good at keeping her in the race and helping navigate through tough crowds, particularly at the end of the race. She also has 1 whole skill to help betweeners, which also seems to be what she was built in mind for. Grass Wonder's Guts SSR comes with a lot of skills for being evil. She seems to be wired for betweeners in the middle distance, although she does have 1 skill for mile if you were so inclined to go that route. All of her red skills seem to focus on panicking leaders in the race and keeping them panicked so your unit can pass them in the final leg. El Condor Pasa's power SSR is definitely geared towards middle distance leaders. Her skills revolve around being in front and being faster on straights, which will definitely go hand in hand with making sure you're in the lead. There's not much else to say, very straightforward here. Saiyan Sky's stamina SSR comes with a lot of skills for runners and a lot of skills for evil. Makes sense considering Saiyan Sky has won most devious trickster 4 years in a row. Her skills that don't cause panic or increase speed are pick and choose, but this one is definitely an interesting one if you're training runners. Tamamo Cross's stamina SSR makes units better as a betweener and actively try to make other betweeners worse in glorious harmony. Her middle distance skills also recover her stamina and increase her speed, so she maintains a good balance of stuff here. Fine Motion's intelligence SSR doesn't come with a whole lot of skills, but she seems like she'd be a good fit for a leader in any track link. Her green skills are all sorts of random, so we'll have to wait and see what becomes of the rest of the intelligence options. Ines Fujin's Guts SSR doesn't come with a lot of skills, but the skills she does have help with runner strategies a bit. I'm not sure why she has Slipstream as a skill, but we'll take what we can get around here. Speed Eater also seems to be the only other skill around here that helps runners without saying so she might be good for a middle distance. Winning Ticket's Guts SSR comes with skills that only benefit betweener strategies. They're all pretty solid skills, and since she doesn't have any track link specific skills, she can realistically be slotted into anything. Air Shocker's Intelligence SSR has very few skills, but most of them benefit chasers. She also has a long distance skill that definitely works better than her middle distance skill when combined with her other ones. Gold City's Speed SSR also doesn't come with a lot of skills, but has quite a few that benefit mile racers and improve track positioning with her non-specific positioning skill and her 1 betweener skill. Bakushin's Speed SSR comes with a lot of runner support and skills that panic and tire out other runners and other racers behind her. Not only that, but she has a lot of skills that benefit short distance racers that increase her speed. She seems like a must-get for either category in early game. Super Creek's Stamina SSR comes with 1 whole skill that benefits the long distance category and nothing else for specific strategies. Her skills recover her stamina as well as increase speed and tire out leaders. She'd probably be best for anything besides a runner. Smart Falcon's Power SSR has a lot of skills, but not a whole lot of synergy. She does have a handful of runner skills as well as dirt skills. Seeing as how she's a dirt racer, she'd definitely be good for that, especially since we are now way into this batch and have yet to see any more dirt skills. Nishino Flower's Speed SSR doesn't come with a lot of skills. She has a skill each for leaders, short distancers, and mile distancers. All her other skills increase her stats or speed at random points during the race. Not exactly a card you'd be desperate for. Biko Pegasus Speed SSR has a lot of skills that benefit short distancers and a couple of mile distancers. Her short distance skills all seem to activate when she's near the front, so she'd be good for leaders or betweeners in that category. And here we have Tazuna Hayakawa. power. As opposed to boosting speed, stamina, or other stats, she's a friend card. She only offers skills from events to help your racers with their start time and increase speed. Her mile skill also seems pretty useful as it recovers your racer's stamina and decreases your opponent's speed. You'll also be able to go on outings with friend cards during trainings, and sometimes they have benefits during specific trainings, but I don't think Tazuna does. And that's all of the SSRs. Next we'll be moving into the SRs, who have slightly less to talk about, but they can be helpful too. Don't gotta make a deck full of SSRs if you don't have them. Each SR has a 0.85% chance to get a specific one, totaling to about an 18% rate to get one of any kind. Major Orion's Power SR has a few middle distance skills and skills that recover her stamina and navigate the last spurt. Therefore, she'd probably be good to use for any strategy aside from runner. Yukino Bijin's Guts SR comes with a few middle distance skills and not too much else, to be honest. She does have another skill that increases speed on corners, but several cards come with that option. Agnes Tachion's Intelligence SR comes with a lot of good medium skills that help anyone taking advantage of them increase their speed, position better, and tire out the runners of the world. She also has one betweener skill that you can get from an event. Aishin Flash's Speed SR comes with a lot of good general skills for betweeners and also has an interesting skill that increases guts when you share a skill with a crowd favorite. If you know the meta, you can take advantage of that and get the glorious buffs that come with guts, which include, running faster at the end of the race, and other stuff. Narita Taishin's Speed SR comes with way more skills than I expect for an SR card. Most of her skills benefit chasers by increasing their speed and recovering stamina. She also has a skill that makes positioning easier and tires out targeted racers. Her one long distance skill certainly also benefits them considering the strategy, so this is a good pickup for anyone who wants to train chasers in general. Marvelous Sunday's Intelligence SR comes with a lot of seemingly random skills, but if you can combine her with other cards, she can be helpful. She doesn't come with a whole lot of middle leg skills, so she'll need somebody to activate Hold Your Tail High, but instilling hesitation in two kinds of racers is always a good thing. Machikane Fukukataru's Intelligence SR has some skills that are funny, and aside from those, some useful ones. She benefits betweeners by increasing speed, and has a lot of skills that recover stamina, which is helpful. I can see her being good for middle and long distance runners. Meisho Doto's Guts SR has a few leader skills that you gain from events, and two other skills for medium distance and betweeners apiece. Those skills seem to be at odds with each other, so if you're training either a leader or betweener, she can be helpful, but if you have cards that are more specific, they'd probably be better choices. Mejiro Dober's Intelligence SR has a lot of good skills for middle distancers and one for betweener or mile distance, so I'd be confident saying she's good for middle distance betweeners. Sounds repetitive saying it out loud. Her other skills are specific to the type of course, which you'll notice I haven't been talking about because I personally never go for them. Nice Nature's Guts SR comes with a lot of really good skills for betweeners. Whether it's recovering stamina when you're blocked, as betweeners often do, or instilling statuses on fellow racers, she seems like a really solid choice. She also gets a good skill for middle distance races, so that's where I'm suggesting you use her. King Halo's Speed SR comes with a few short distance skills and a skill that recovers stamina on a random corner. She has no specific strategy skills to speak of, but one of her skills does activate if your racer is towards the back, so she may benefit betweeners or chasers, although I'm not sure if I've ever seen a short distance chaser. Aoi Kiryuin is Happy Meek's trainer, and here she appears as a friend card. I once again don't think she provides any benefits for the URA final scenario, but she has a few good skills that tire out runners and recover stamina. Fuji Kiseki's Intelligence SR comes with some mile skills for the first time in what seems like a while. Her skills seem to benefit those with a leader strategy, and they involve increasing speed and overtaking ability. Daiwa Scarlet's Intelligence SR comes with several leader skills and a few skills for the middle distance racers. She also has one single skill for mile distances. All of her skills help racers get into a good position and increase speed once there, so she seems like a really good support to have. Hishi Amazon's Power SR interestingly comes with skills for chasers and leaders for some reason. Her chaser skills are more plentiful and probably more helpful than her leader ones, so I'd be more inclined to say she worked better for those. She also has no distance skills, so she can slot in any type of distance. Air Groove's Guts SR has a few middle distance skills, skills that tire out other racers, and some good general skills. There's not much to complain about from this card, but not a whole lot in terms of required skills. Agnes Digital's Power SR comes with a couple mile skills and one of each for mile distance and betweeners. One of the skills I like to get if I can afford it is one she comes with, though, Bad Track Condition. It improves running distance during bad conditions and is always a good failsafe to have. Biwahai Hide's Power SR comes with a lot of green skills, but her skills from events are some pretty good long distance skills. She'll need to be paired up with others, but I don't think she's a bad option. Mayana Top Gun's Stamina SR comes with no skills that pertain to specific strategies or distances. I don't think I can really put this card as a favorite for any one of those particulars, so if you have this one, then she can work with a ton of scenarios. Who doesn't love randomly boosting speed, after all? Manhattan Cafe's Stamina SR comes with a plethora of long distance skills and one for betweeners. Her skills have really good synergy with each other, so if you're training a long distancer, then I would highly recommend you get this one, especially for Stamina Eater. That sounds terrifying. Mihono Bourbon's Power SR comes with a lot of skills for runners that certainly do increase running speed a lot. There isn't a whole lot to analyze here, these are all some good runner skills. That's all in terms of the notable support cards. When it comes to the base tier, rare cards, most of these have some of the skills that their predecessors have, and less in terms of support effects. Let's compare Special Week's SSR and rare card, for example. Notice how she has a lot of the same skills, but some are missing, not to mention the drop-off for support skills. I know I haven't really been going over those, but they're really what separates the card types. Even if we boosted the level up to the max, the SSR just outclasses it. Now why don't we compare Air Groove's SR and rare cards? We got the same skills in terms of one gained from support hints, but lose one from events. The main difference here is that if we level up the rare card, we start to see that it more resembles a base form SR card. Be that as it may, I still went over anybody who had a rare card but not a corresponding SR or SSR. You can assume that every support we've gone over so far already has a rare card with diminished support effects and fewer skills. Rare cards have a 1.6% individual drop rate for a total of about a 79% chance to get one. Marzensky's speed rare is loaded with mile skills and a runner skill. Mile skills are few and far between, so she does have some application here. Her runner skill is helpful, but if you have a lack of mile skills, I think that's where she'd better shine. Aguri Cap's power rare comes with a surprising amount of skills, which include one skill each for leaders, middle distancers, and mile distancers. If you ask me, all the skills for those strategies are pretty good, so you can't necessarily go wrong with any of them. Taiki Shuttle's speed rare also has quite a few mile skills and leader skills. If you're training a mile leader, then she'd be hard to pass up as she has some really good synergy brewing in there. Majuro McQueen's stamina rare has a lot of leader and long distance skills. At this point, I'm surprised by how many skills we're seeing on these rare cards. She also has a runner skill mixed in there for some reason, but the main one I'm interested in is Perturbation, which is a really good red skill. TM Opera O's stamina rare features several skills for several different strategies, but I think her best skills would put her in a middle distance leader position. Although she doesn't really slouch when supporting betweeners either, you can find a lot of those skills on other supports. Symbolic Rudolph's intelligence rare comes with skills for leaders and middle distancers, but what I think is funnier is she has access to every restraining skill in the game. Restraining skills are never bad to have, and the more you can tire out your opponents, the better off you'll be. Reichschauer's stamina rare has skills for leaders and middle distancers, but also features quite a few skills that restrain and panic other leaders when racing, which makes her a leader in her own class. Realistically anyway, you can get a bunch of those at a time as a welcome strategy. See, I told you it wouldn't be that bad. Hopefully you've got a good grasp on every support card that may or may not be in the orientation banner at this point. Once again, I got all my information from Game Toro, so if you want to find more information, please go look there. I guess now I have to do support cards for the first year like I did for characters, huh? The things I do for the people. I'm a regular hero.